You silly, baby. You silly, baby. You know that?
She keep talking about how you swap a dime out for a penny. Then she turn around and swap the LeBron out for a rookie. You can't talk that slick shit to me, baby. I be having these nightmares though. I wake up shaking and shit. So I just hold my son. But when he ain't there, I just hold shorty. But shit, when she ain't there, shit get dark. Yeah. Dog, if it was up to me, you would have waited for me to say goodbye. I seen your mom and she held on to me. She strong as hell, but dog, I still see the pain in her eyes. Your son just turned 5. Yeah. Hey, I seen niggas post RIPs, pictures all on the T's. Never questioned how many of them was checking up on your seed. I mean, hey, who am I to say? I never count they pay. I only lose count when I count my days. AI shit, the braids was backwards. A nigga just hated practice. Streets crazy, straps on the body like straight jackets. You fucking deadbeat, I found the way, daddy. Seen so many people cross me, the cross on my face tatted. Fuck a role model, I'm a soul child. They wanna brag about who they friends met. My boy met God, what's realer than that? I ride by the street where he died. Tried to relive this shit like if he just Mom ain't get how I would act some days. One time I had explained how many people you can hit up that's from back the day. Well, I'm half your age and half of us already passed away. Can't imagine pain, can't have no class reunion, sad to say. I could have been making the average pace and fuck that, bitch, I'm a grown man. Never been one to hold hands, unless we was slow dance, We been in top 3, they ain't give rappers no chance. She twerk on me, ladder in my pocket, that's her pole dance. Questioning how I think, but am I wrong? You go to 10 weddings in 1 year, you'll start thinking about having your own. So imagine back-to-back funerals for so long, you'll start thinking about what happened if you was going honestly.
Can't go back to the old me. I dropped a tear from my woody. My nigga died with the chopper like Kobe. Commandeered to some Jodeci, Off-white belt looking like caution tape. Praying that them lawyers do some magic, Penny Hardaway. Whole hood shift with certain niggas die. Ops buried next to you, we step over him, Allen I. Don't ask me why I'm teary-eyed. Nigga, you should be here, see his son when he go to prom. Thinking I should tear these niggas up while I load this 9. I'm just trying to beat the odds. Nightmares is in my palm, felt so real. I left a nigga holy, got him close with God. Different vibe, my niggas in the mountains. I'ma take the ride, he did 11. Fucking with that white girl, Della Dime. Beam green like that close friend shit. Birdie mama still doing hair, that mean you still could get your wig split. Shuddy, I be killing it, her grandma thinks she innocent. She catch it with her tongue out, man, I call her my low Timberland. I go from smacking a zoo bell to front and back, I'm smacking all on you, girl. She smoking to that juice world. I don't even smoke, but I might smoke you. Where I'm from, you die, your ops is laughing in the comments when they post you. Different times, sometimes I be thinking how I'm still alive.
For the one time, man, it's the morning meeting.
In his bag, he wasn't still around.
Info.
Watching Friday, all in the kitchen.
Uncle P.
Told him to get a job. Was
Let's
on his
go,
day.
man.
Now he's smoking
CRMC.
weed, call that
It's
shit
Red Eye,
around. I'm
man.
feeling money
Make
coming.
sure you check out
Got an
their
itch and
album
palm.
out on
Certain shit
Apple
can make you
Music.
laugh, but it can make
Guess
you
it's out
cry.
there on every platform,
You can
man.
see a turf fall, but you won't see it
C-City
dry.
stand up. Who running
Noodles
this
with no
bitch?
cable wasn't
'Cause
much,
I
but
need
it's
my
gonna get us
chain.
by. Thinking about my niggas on the plane, I'm trying to touch the sky. Don't wipe your eye, it's okay to cry. Kilo, not Kesey, had a different vibe. Letting off balloons, playing Hattie, got his missing 9. Mar homie still ain't playing, chopping at you Jackie Chan. Wrote your man a letter, but too lazy to go and get a stamp. Tired of saying free you, cause you in and out like Ja Morant. Glizzy in a book bag, it's looking like I go to camp. He dying on the curb, I tell him fight while I hold his hand. Whole hood crying, I'm on the gram, can't believe you dead. Just was on a visit, had them skippies looking like some fans. Left the party early, too much Henny, bro, it got the rims. I'm a different breed, my fianna skis. I hear her ambulance coming, tell that nigga breathe. White tent till we meet again, you rest in peace.
Let's go, man. This is the morning meeting. Bring us in, Maserati.
Clap, clap, clap. I'm just trying to get a peace of mind. Make money, increase the grind. Just know that I'm good as long as I know that all of my people fine. You can never compete with time. Tell America cease the fire. Just cause I'm black don't mean that I'm strapped. And if I am, just look where I'm at. But it's too hard here, I can't sign that. Like where that dough at, cause I'm gon' find that. It took some time, but I got my grind back. I go so hard, yeah, I don't climax. Ain't no slick shit, you can't comprehend. I know business, I know finance. I know this is, I know I am. One of a kind, I'm like a modern day rock cam. If I ain't the top 5, I gotta be top 10. The lyrical monster, take a look at the content. Yeah, shit ain't never the same. A free man like my government name. See, I'm just trying to get a peace of mind. I'm just trying to get a peace of mind. I'm just trying to get a peace of mind.
Did you miss us?
You get on my nerves.
Did you miss me? I don't know how this joint sound, right?
It sounds a little clear, a little crisp.
You can hear us?
Yeah, I can
All right, as long as it ain't making that noise.
What noise you talking about?
So it'd be making a little crackling noise. I noticed that when I upgraded all the iPads, well, when Leslie upgraded all the iPads and all that good stuff, like it was giving us like a lot of crackling noise in the background. A couple shows had crackling, so I was trying to figure out where it was coming from. And then I checked the recording, so if it was coming from the recording, it had to come from over here. It couldn't come from out there. It wasn't the sound that it was receiving. It was the way it was recording the sound. So, yeah. So, just want to make sure it's clear, and I got to make sure I do my checks before the shows, all that good stuff. How you feeling, Naf? It's been a minute.
Yeah, we had a lot of graduations going on.
A whole lot of graduation.
Yeah. Hey, Justmay, how you doing?
A whole lot of graduation.
Yes. Like, I'm glad they over.
Right. You had one, I had two.
I had two.
You had two?
My twins are.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right, 9th grade.
Yeah.
Where they going?
My daughter's going to remain homeschooled.
Okay.
And my son's probably going to go down there with his grandparents.
To Delaware.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So all the way to the end of Delaware.
All the way to the end of Delaware?
Yeah, he think he going to like Mount Pleasant
Smyrna.
or somewhere. He going
all the way down with the tall ass trees.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, be careful down there.
Well, he ain't really out outside anyway.
It doesn't matter. He's a dark skinned fella.
I try to explain this to him. He does not listen.
No,
I'm telling him. Yeah. He like, Mom, I be chilling like I'm good.
The first one they accuse, you're the first one they prosecute. They don't even need a whole lot of evidence. They don't need too much to send you to jail. So tell them, be careful.
I told him, I said, you are at the age of the normal statistic for a black male.
Absolutely. And they're going to make sure you fit that statistic.
I know, right? Congratulations to the
class of 2021. Yeah.
It was hard for him. It was really hard.
I think it was easy.
I don't think
I'm not putting that much hard. I'm not putting that much. It wasn't as hard on them as the school year could have been. I think it was easy. They were home. Everything was open book tests. Right, everybody should have been on honor roll. I don't
think that's true. Some people have a different way of learning, and virtual learning. When the teacher is home with her own children, her children are home too. Well, so she's been a parent and a teacher.
She has to work. She has to cut that off.
No, you don't know how to cut that off.
Oh yeah, you have to.
They didn't. Well, most of them didn't.
Well, most teachers should have.
My daughter actually wrote an email to the staff and said, we do not want to hear about your cat. We don't care what your kids are learning because we're the ones who need to learn. And I respected her for doing it. So shout out to her. She stood up for the whole class. Like, listen, we don't want to hear about your cat, your dog, why your son got a knee scrape, none of that. We here for one reason, and it's hard on us all. But those teachers, they were more concerned about their own children being able to persevere through virtual learning than they were about our children. That's why I say them teachers have to educate their kids in our district. If they work here, they have to educate their kids here.
I agree with you. I definitely agree with you, right? I mean, you only when your children are being given the same thing that the other children are getting, then you heighten up what you're giving to the other children. Right? That's just how that works.
Right.
So I definitely agree with you there.
But I don't think they had it easy. I think that attempting to do a test the right way without actually cheating your way through the test was kind of hard. I used to snap on my son.
It's not cheating. It is not cheating.
It's cheating.
It's not cheating. An open book test is not cheating.
It's not an open book test, bro. No, they didn't write on the syllabus open book test on Tuesday.
They have no other choice but to do open book tests because they're homeschooling. It's like going to college. From every test is an open book test.
No, they should have to study for the test. That's all I'm saying. And
Still
actually
open
know
book.
the word. It's not open book. That's cheating. You make
It's
it
not
open book.
cheating.
I said that to my son one day. I said, "How you failed this and you got the book right
Got
next
the
to
book
you?"
right next to you.
Oh, we was on Zoom when we did it.
And
Hey, Mai. We was on Zoom when we did it. I'm like, wow. But, to each his own.
I want people to do me a favor.
And what's
Stop
that?
sending me stuff and asking me not to use your name. Because if you can get in trouble, then I'm going to get in trouble for sharing it. You share it.
Oh, well, take that up with them. Pointing
saying.
at me and stuff.
I'm just saying.
If I can't use your name, you got to pay me. If I got to take the flack for it.
Man.
They always want to tell something, don't want to tell that they knew it.
Don't tell them I said it.
Well, they going to know you said it. They going to know you said it anyway.
Don't tell them I said it.
He keeps saying, don't tell them I said
Don't
it.
tell them I said it. Don't use my name. And shout out to all the fam. So we got a couple different situations, but I want to give a shout out to our sponsors. As soon as I can.
I would be able to do it, but my sheet going.
Yeah, it's right here. Yeah, it's right here.
Over there.
Shout out to our sponsors, Northern Marketing, Mecca, Mind Our Own Businesses, and her site launched last night.
Did it?
It definitely launched last night, so congratulations to her.
Shout out to Lakeisha Lawrence.
She had a great situation over the weekend, right? The bazaar, pre-Juneteenth bazaar, which was absolutely awesome. It was a great situation, absolutely. So LeBron Construction, KC Electric,
Mosley.
Boys and Girls Club of Chester, Pennsylvania, Pressure Inc. Pressure Inc. Man, he's been busy all. Listen, I'd say he's been busy for the last 2 months. He hit me up. He was like, "Where you at?" I said, "Man, I'm over Jersey." He said, "Why you ain't tell me you was?" I said, "Calm down, bro. Like, station's open. Drop everything off and then he hit me back. It's in the control room, right?" But I want to say thank you to him, right, for everything that he's done, everything he continues to do for the community, everything he does for the radio station, bro. So Pressure Inc., TFG Tax Pros, and Abstract Kings, man. I heard Kenny was in the area, man. Where he at? He ain't here?
He left today.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Should have had a show on Wednesday.
Yeah, we should have.
Yeah, we could have. Why didn't we?
My daughter graduated on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. I got your shirts, too.
I know. I got my money.
You going to wear them again? You going to wear them?
No, they probably going. They not for me. They for them.
They for
the
them.
girls.
You got to take a picture of them.
Yeah, they the girls.
You just tell me 12 o'clock.
I'm not gonna say that I told you. I'm not gonna go back and forth with this.
This is bullshit.
If her graduation starts at 1, you should know better.
You said 1 o'clock.
That's the time the graduation starts.
But you didn't say that. You said
So
I'll
we
be
had
there
a
to get them at
car
1.
We had a
car graduation, so you
right?
had to sit in the car?
So we didn't. Well, technically, yeah, but
Right.
no.
Everybody got out the car.
We're very rude people. So
You're very, hold on, time out. Say that again. You're very what?
unruly people.
Oh.
So
Very unruly people going to a very ruly school?
yeah.
So what does that make you?
I just said what we are.
Unruly people.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. As long as you own it. I ain't
So
mad
you
at
was allowed to have 1 car per graduate,
Mm-hmm.
and you can request another car if you needed it.
Right.
So of course I needed another car, and instead of all my children doing what I said, they all come. We had 2 cars. So the grandparents got there first, and it was only 2 people in their car. So when I pull up, they say, "Well, where's the Kaya?" And I'm like, "Well, she's in the car behind me, but they're gonna park on the outside and then get in the car with me." And they let them park on the parking lot in the back, and then come over and get in the car. So you had to listen to the graduation on the AM dial, and it was just a lot that.
Well, at least they had an AM dial for you to listen to.
Yeah, but then it was broadcast loudly through the microphones and stuff. So
That's cool.
it was a pretty dope situation. I mean, I'm pretty happy. My daughter won a lottery pick for a gift certificate from somebody. She won the Perseverance Award. She has her cords. She had a cord for everything. I'm very proud of her. And then she was in the National Honor Society. She had honor roll all 4 years of high school, and I'm just really proud of her. It was a lot of kids that maintained 3.7 or higher for all 4 years.
Wow.
So it was a dope situation. I'm not going to mention that some people shouldn't have graduated, but they did. This is all over. It's not our school. I seen it.
This girl is crazy.
No, I'm serious. I seen it. I think we allowed them to push our children through, like during this year. Like I can honestly say I watched my daughter stress over tests that I know some kids didn't even show up for virtually. So I can't like speak on them, but I think that we as parents at some point in time have to hold our kids accountable for their own education and actually make them go to school and make them do the work and also other stuff.
So how can we as parents hold our children accountable if the school district that we're serving isn't held accountable?
Well, I can only speak for my children. I hold my children to a different standard. I demand the education. So whether they're teaching them or not, I still have to participate in their education as well. And the most important thing to them is once they leave, they know half the stuff that they should know and some of the stuff that they want to know. And I tell them all the time, like, this is on you. I got to wake you up. So I received a diploma. I get the reward at the end is what I told my daughter. She going to say, what you mean your diploma? Girl, hold on. I got to go over here and get my diploma. Because they give you the folder, but it was empty.
Right.
So I go over there, like, Mom, come. Yes, I'm going to go get this. I had to wake you up for 4 years to make sure you got to school on time. Sometimes I had
4
to
years.
I don't count
12
the rest.
years.
I don't count the rest.
Without the, see, and that's the problem. We don't count kindergarten through 5th grade, and then they get the 9th grade, and they going to graduate. 12th grade, they going to graduate, right? But if you don't count the first year, the foundation of your child's learning started then. She didn't just catch on to learning in 9th to 12th
It's easy
grade.
to wake them up from kindergarten to 8th grade, being honest. It's easier to get them up. But 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, they feel as though it's more on them if they get up or not. So during that time, I got to be like, you got to get up. Get up. And that's when the threats come in. Either you get up and go to school or you get out. You get up and go to school, you're going to get that one thing that I require from you, or you go on about your business, because I don't take care of kids who don't want to learn. So you have to tell them that parents must have high educational standards because life begins after high school and they must be prepared. That
Absolutely.
is so true.
That's what I'm saying. The foundation starts there. Kindergarten through 5th grade. If your child is lacking anything in 5th grade, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, they're going to suffer, and 9th, 10th, 12th, they're going to fucking go under, and they're not even going to care. That's
true.
why we have so many people that do not care about the educational system in the city of Chester. There's no way all the things that are going on in the school district are going on, and there's so many people here that have so much power. The power is in the people. So that's why the topic of today's show is, who's running this bitch?
Oh, wow.
Because I need my change.
Why I ain't just see that? Why
Right.
I ain't see that at the top?
Right. Who's running this bitch? Because I need my change. So we watched a live real quick. But before I do that, I want to shout out our show sponsor, right? Latoyson Law. Today's show is provided by Latoyson Law, owned and operated by Chester native Enrique Latoyson. Latoyson Law is there for you when you need it most. They can handle all of your legal needs. Support Chester's own Latoyson Law. They handle property transfer, criminal defense, and all other legal needs. The right firm right now, that's 610-999-1439. Again, the right firm right now. So shout out to Latoyson Law, man, for sponsoring us, man. We appreciate the love and the support. Let's keep it going. But
Ms. Mosley, do you think that it's only the Chester Upland School District that struggles? Because I've seen a lot of kids struggle, and they're not all from the Chester Upland School
we're not
District.
worried about them.
I'm worrying about all kids because we always put ourselves in the basket and say, like, we're not. All children struggle the first year of college because they go in with anticipation that it's the whole party.
Not all children. Not children whose parents were there K through 5th grade. Not children whose parents because that's where the foundation for education is built. It can't be built 6th, 7th, 8th grade. They don't learn to love science in the 9th grade. They loved it since they were little kids. Right? My father didn't play no games when it came to education. But after he passed away, I ran outside. I ain't give rat's ass about no books. I
didn't like science in elementary school. I didn't like science until I got to the high school. I didn't like science.
What grade what school did you go to kindergarten?
Don't worry about what school
I went to. See, there you go.
To.
See, you don't want to talk about it. What school did you go to 1st grade? What school did you go to 2nd grade? What school did you go to 3rd grade? Nah. Right. So now it's all making sense. It's coming together.
No, but I didn't
When did you come to Chester and go to school? What grade?
5th grade.
Right. You understand what I'm saying to you? Like you have that foundation already set inside of you to learn and to know to sit down and calm down. You came here and everybody else was already standing up. So you said, fuck it. I ain't gonna be the only one sitting down. I'm gonna punch this bitch in the mouth if she hit me again. You understand what I'm saying? Like
I ain't say that. I was ready to run. I can only speak to what I have firsthand knowledge of. I know that some other districts struggle, but it's mostly urban and area school districts usually. That's because they go to college with their mindset that this is a party. You know, when colleges promote,
the mindset?
That's what freshmen do. They go to college with the mindset that this is a party. It's a turn up, but it's always a turn up.
It's new though.
That's how I see it. I didn't allow my daughter to go to a HBCU because her whole thing was I need the experience of a turn up, and I'm thinking no, I need the experience of an education, and I'm like you're gonna go here, and I picked her school for her, which she should have picked somewhere else, but then COVID happened and it took a lot from her. But my whole thing is like when people leave high school, the structure of high school, all they want is the turn up. They don't want anything else. They don't go thinking, oh, I got a 7 a.m. class or 8 a.m. class.
That's why you don't pick 8 a.m. and 7 a.m. classes.
Well, freshmen don't really get to pick their roster. Well,
they do get to pick what they're taking.
They get to pick what they're taking, but they don't get to pick the class that their time slot.
Well, I did.
I didn't.
I got to pick mine, right? So, I mean, different colleges, different folks, everybody does stuff differently. But again, I knew I wasn't getting up that early in the morning. I wasn't getting up till 9 o'clock, so my first class was at 9 o'clock. I wasn't taking no 8 o'clock so I could be out early. No, 9 o'clock is when I'm waking the fuck up because I'm hungover from the night before. So, I need to wake up at 7 and get myself together and do my homework that I was supposed to do 2 nights ago. So that's how I looked at it. And I did see college as a party situation, right? Because it was new to me. I'm on my own. My mom's not here. I can do what I want to do. I can go to Club Amnesia and I can go over here and I can do all these things. And can't nobody tell me no. Like literally, there's no one there to tell you no. And it's on you. So a lot of children that are running, a lot of white kids, a lot of black kids that are running from and trying to do it on their own, they run and they fall down in those situations. So, but the support has to be there. You as a parent, guess what? I told my daughter, you're going to see me twice a month. You're going to see me every Sunday, every other Sunday. I'll be there. We'll go shopping. And I need you to tell me about your classes and how your classes are going. You have to still stay there and support them and let them know this is what needs to get done. You got to work. You struggling, let me know. We'll get you a fucking tutor. You know what I'm saying? So she can speak up on her own and say, all right, I need a tutor. I need to go over here to this person. You understand this? She'll know that her second year in college. But her first year in college, it's just grade 13. You graduated, but it's grade 13 because you're learning.
Not all HBCUs, Miss Shimona, but when you read, if you look them up, HBCUs, #1 turn up party school.
Yo,
they
bro.
come right up. HBCU. And Westchester University is on that list. North Carolina A&T is on that list. Howard University is on that list.
Morgan ain't no HBCU.
But it is on that list, though, on the #1 turn-up schools. But North Carolina A&T is on that list. Morgan is on the list. Howard is on the list. It's a couple of them that's on the list that you'll be like, wow, like really? Like you pay all this money to go to North Carolina A&T and they one of the #1 turn-up schools?
Right.
They like in the top 5.
Right.
So
that's
like
the students that's there that's turning up, right?
They
do they graduate people?
They do graduate at a 75% rate.
Right.
But to have to to look at that, I'm like, what?
You gonna turn up? You
all
gotta
this
learn,
money? No.
You gotta mix. You as an adult, you have to mix party. You got to mix pleasure with opportunity. You have to mix partying with responsibility. You have to learn how to mix the two. You can't go to every fucking party every night and expect to pass your classes. So you have to learn, all right, I can go once a week. I'm going on Friday when the Q's having a situation, I'm partying then. Or I'm going on Thursday when the Kappa's having a situation, I'm partying then. You can't party every day and expect to pass your class, man. Every school will turn up school to some extent. Every school turns up. Every school parties, unless you're in a dry neighborhood. My campus, Keystone Junior College, was in a dry neighborhood.
Norman College.
It was dry,
University,
right?
Definitely dry.
Now they're a full-on college. They got a football team and everything, and now they do whatever they want. We was partying at trade school, LOL, right? But yeah, let's talk about Rondé. Rondé put up a post and 2 things, right? They played the basketball game. When they played the basketball game, Friday or Saturday?
That was Thursday.
That was Thursday. Shout out to them. I mean, thank you, Drew. Appreciate you as always. They played the basketball game on Thursday. They bust their ass, right? They did what they were supposed to say. Pause. I guess I gotta say pause. I gotta say bust their ass.
No, they bust their ass.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
thank
they
you.
did.
Right. And there were a couple people missing.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they got another game this Thursday. I heard other people are showing up.
Right. They're gonna show up. They have to show up. Right. Because we have to blow teams out. We have to let people know what's coming from the 19013. I want to be there. I would love to be there, but with shows and everything, it's absolutely hard for me to get up there. So, but yeah, we gonna check out what Rondé had to say about his school and what he's trying to bring to the area, and why the school district don't want it.
Like, I wasn't gonna say anything, and I don't even know where to begin, but like, me being a human, me being a person with feelings and emotions about the people, about where I'm from, about life in general, man, I just gotta say something, because this shit don't sit right with me, man. I call myself trying to create change and create hope and opportunity for other people like myself that come from where I come from, and this shit just is so crazy to me that people will sit there and tell you to your face they want to help, they want to do this, or they want to be a part of the change making, but yet they ain't doing shit to help or to make a change or to make an impact. And it's to the point where, like, I can't even look at people and believe what they saying no more. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I gotta fly out of my city where I'm playing at to go to a meeting about having a school to get it approved, when it's like, yo, the proposal I'm giving y'all is better than any school you ever seen. Like, we addressing the mental health issues and crises that our kids go through, the traumatic situations, things, like PTSD, and all those other things, and yet I'm getting pushed back from a district that's struggling. I can see if we had the best district in the country, in the state, but they struggling, and we need help. Fuck if I'm wrong, we need help. So I come and I propose these things where we can address and touch bases on all levels that y'all ain't never seen. You ain't never seen a curriculum or a standard that's held like how I hold myself. So when it comes to that education side of things, how is y'all pushing back on that? Like, why I gotta go through loopholes and do all of this for y'all to tell me no? If that's the case, if y'all care so much about it, y'all should have been pushing for it just like I was pushing for it. Y'all say we want to help and make change. Nah, y'all want to get $1, bruh. That's what it's about at the end of the day. Your mind messed up because you're greedy. Don't put, like, y'all putting greed before the kids, man. It's about the kids at the end of the day, man. We gotta understand that, man. That shit, it hurt my heart to not even, it ain't even a pride thing about being told no, because I've been told no a lot of times. It's more so about the fact you telling these kids no. These kids the ones hearing them gunshots, man. These kids the one that's afraid to go to the playground. These kids is the ones that don't get the love and affection that they need. And you motherfuckers telling me no when I'm trying to give them that. When I'm trying to show them all the love in the world. I'm trying to create an environment, a culture that's going to change their energy system. So now that they can go affect somebody else. But we put them in the same situation, all for $1, man. Think about that. All for $1, you want to put them in the same situation, but when somebody like myself come and try to do something, I don't even got the support. I don't got the support, bruh. Wow, my money not long enough? My fame ain't big enough? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it, bruh. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. So I'm calling motherfuckers out. I don't care. Say what you want, say how you feel. It is what it is. I don't care no more. I'm done. Like, I just gotta speak how I feel, bro, and let the rest happen.
Of course, Naf is still watching it, right?
Everybody else is too.
It's on delay, man, but we're live here at the radio station. Like, you ain't send it to me.
I know, but I like to hear it again. So I I will tell him this. This is what I will say to him, Rondé. You ain't gave them nothing, so they can't give you nothing. The district will rather for you to dump hundreds of thousands of dollars into the district so that they can, be greedy as they are, than for you to start something brand new. They would rather for you to come in and, as they say, attempt to fix what they've broken and then tell you, well, you tried after you spent so much money. The way they fought for these charter schools to not be here and in the beginning, and then the charter schools gave reason why they should be here, he just can't give up. You can't give up because they told you no the first time, because them seats gonna change. And the only reason why they telling you no is because you ain't did shit for them. They expect for everybody to come in and brown nose with them. They expect everybody to come in and beg them, plead with them, pay them, and get them on their side. And then I understand you're doing it the right way. That is the right way, the way you're going. But their way is a whole different way. If you don't pay them first, they pay you no mind. And that's how it go. You're not one of the people that's trying to build a hookah lounge here, bring the turn up to the city. You're actually trying to educate the kids so they can get out of the city. They don't want you here. You say it all the time. There's always money and poverty. So why would they want our kids to get therapy for PTSD? Why would they want our kids to understand that there's a bigger world outside of Chester? Why would they want our kids to know that they don't have to listen to gunshots every single solitary day? No. If you don't pay them first, they don't pay you any mind. And that's how it goes. You have great support. You have support of a whole entire city that stands behind what you do. The moment you come here and you giving something free, they the first ones in fucking line. Mm-hmm. They right there receiving all the handouts first. They want all the good stuff first. And then they leave and forget what you just given them because you didn't give them enough. You didn't give them a check along with the platter. You didn't give them a check along with the jersey you may have given one of them. And that's how it goes.
Get them now.
So you have to understand, it's the way you gotta shake a hand every now and again. I wanted to, at one point in time when I was renting houses, I wanted to get a CO. And for some reason, I kept getting shot down. Finally, I shook a hand. My hand wasn't empty when I shook it. It came back empty though. That's how it go. You gotta pay them first. This is a city that is struggling, but those people reap benefits from that struggle. Mm-hmm. What they just said, we still $380 million or $38 million in debt. Even after everything you're trying to sell off, everything that's gonna be going, we're still in debt. No, they don't want you to put a school here for the better. They don't want you to bring therapists in here that's actually going to help instead of the therapist that comes back and tell you your child is suicidal and you should put them in this certain program where it gets that school more money. They don't want any of that. You have the opportunity to do just that. Our head of schools said at the end of our graduation, she, gave somebody their flowers while they were still able to receive them. And she said? We got denied our charter at the end of July, but our school was due to open on August the 28th. She said August the 26th is when something happened and we was able to open it up. What you think happened? What do you think happened? They all of a sudden agreed. After 20 days ago, you just said, no, we couldn't have a school. And now the ground is already broke. The school is being built. Everything. After you denied us, after Chester Upland denied us, Chester Upland is not going to give anything if they're not getting anything in return. And on top of that, you're taking kids away from the district programs that they already have here, and you offering them help where their parents can't help them at, man, they pay you no mind if you're not paying them. Every last one of them over there in them volunteer seats are being paid. It's a volunteer seat over there. The only person I think that receives a check is the superintendent of schools. And what she do? She came in, she turned 90% of us charter anyway, so, I'm just saying, I applaud you for what you're doing. Do what you got to do and continue. Don't give up on us
we need the community support.
The community will support him as long as he gives the community the plan. Don't only take the plan to the district because they're not here for support of you or us. They're only here to give, it's a select few kids that they actually give 100% of education to. A select few. They find them with their GPAs come off 7th and 8th grade, and then when they get to high school, they keep pushing them kids. That's that one where Miss Blackwell, they don't have Miss Blackwells at the school no more, where she stopped you in the hallway because you had bad grades.
They have teachers that care, though.
Where? I don't have a kid in Chester Upland, so I don't know.
They have teachers in there that care. They have people that because if they didn't, they wouldn't be fighting, right? They wouldn't know what the hell's going on, right? It's not just... it's not just the people outside of the school district, it's the people involved in the school district. So right now there's a petition online to stop the school district or to reach the Judge Barry Dozier, because now they're trying to bring in Montgomery County Intermediate Unit. They had Chester County Intermediate Unit. Why do they keep on skipping over Delaware County Intermediate Unit is my question. If Delaware County Intermediate Unit is supposed to help schools in Delaware County, why are you going to Montgomery and Chester County?
Because they haven't produced help all this time.
Who?
Delaware County Intermediate Unit.
I think it's something completely different than they
It's
haven't
all
produced
about the
help.
money. It's all about the money.
Right. You paid Chester County. They came in here and then
But
when
Delaware
everything.
County was already being paid from the beginning. Aren't there the overseers of Chester Upland School District? It's our county. So if they already weren't making sure that we're right, why would we pay them again to come in and make sure that we're right? They were supposed to pull the coattail way back when.
Who?
Delaware County, the Delaware County School or whatever it is, I don't know. But if I am under you all this time and you haven't done this job in 25 years, why would I tell you on the 26th year, come on now, man, we gotta get this together?
So you're okay with them reaching out?
I'm not okay with them doing anything. I'm not okay with the parents not standing up. I'm not okay with the staff not standing up. I'm not okay with anything. I feel like if the parents start standing up, the students will want to do it. I feel like if the staff starts standing up, the parents will want to do it. If I see that you care about
They're your
my child,
kids.
if I see that you
They're
care
your
about,
kids.
can I finish?
Go ahead.
If I see that you care about my children's education, I'll care about your check. How about that? Yes, I will care about you getting paid. I will come to the meetings and say X, Y, and Z because I'm standing up for you like you're standing up for me.
So if the teachers don't show up, what happens?
If the teachers don't show up, then they shut our schools down. They need to shut. They don't. Some of them don't need to show up anyway. It's not like they educating the kids when they there anyway. They sitting over there popping gum and drinking juice, asking where the next bag from anyway.
So you just talked about your high school, and the high school that your daughter graduated from, that there were people there that should not have graduated, correct? So it's the same thing that's going on.
I didn't say that about my high school. Go back and listen to it. I said
said
there was
there were
some people that shouldn't have graduated, and I said I won't say that about our school.
So everybody that should have graduated, even though you said people didn't show up to the test.
We had
that your daughter showed up for.
Because they probably made it up. They just didn't show up. Their parents didn't wake them up. So I can't say that kids at our school shouldn't have graduated. We have a total of 50 kids, and I want to say 43 of them graduated. They held back who didn't show up. Plain and simple as that. We pay $20,000 a year to be in the IU. What are we paying for?
I need to know what's up with the intermediate unit. What do they do? What does the Delaware County Intermediate Unit do differently than the Chester County Intermediate Unit, than the Montgomery County Intermediate Unit?
Do they have problematic schools in Chester County and Montgomery County?
I don't know. Like I don't have enough information. So you can send me information, but I need to know what Montgomery County Intermediate Unit does, what Chester County Intermediate Unit does, and what Delaware County Intermediate Unit is supposed to do. You can't send me a bunch of information and be like, look at this, and I don't understand it, because now I have questions, and who am I supposed to call to ask those questions, right? But there is a petition out right now. You can sign it just to get, the conversation going. So who in fact, Chester County Intermediate Unit, who in fact had an employee use a racial slur towards the current superintendent and demean leaders and staff within our school district. This is Chester County Intermediate Unit. And they left as soon as Anthony Johnson, as soon as that whole debacle broke down and everybody was talking about he was doing what he was doing. Chester County Intermediate Unit left with their $1 million. They didn't give any money back. They rolled out with their money. And it's like, what the hell's going on, right? Explain.
Everybody does that to Chester, though. Everybody does that to Chester Upland. Everybody does that. They come in here, they get what they can get. Soon as things don't go their way, they leave with everything. Thornton did it. Everybody does that. The principal that was over there, Ms. Hodges, for Coosa, she did it. They get a contract. They get halfway through the contract, find a reason for them to leave, and they leave. And guess what we do? Pay them to leave. They finish out their contract. Because guess who didn't uphold their end of the bargain? Chester Upland didn't. They'll say they did X, Y, and Z. When Thornton came in, he cleaned up some money. He found over $200 and something thousand that was being misused. He found out that they had ghost checks going on. He found out that staff was doing nothing for years. They were repeating the same thing over and over again. He did some investigation. So when he left after a year and a half and he took his whole 4-year contract with him, it was nothing we can say. And then guess what they did? Let him come right back with open arms. They welcomed him right back with open arms. We have a tendency of forgiving people and forgetting absolutely what they did to us all the time. Chester Upland School District should be way, way better than it is now, with the help of everybody like Rondé and all of them coming back and giving stuff. It's nowhere in the world Jameer Nelson should have a program in Upland or Philadelphia, and he has nothing here in the city of Chester. It's nowhere in the world that Reek should be doing some of the stuff that he's doing and not getting recognized for it. It's nowhere in the world that none of them have to put anything into the school district, but they all ride off the back of Chester. They all say, shout out to Rondé for explaining. I'm not from the Chester area. I'm from Chester City. That's where I'm from. That's what we mean when you say, well, where's that? Nigga, you gotta ride past it when you come down 95. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. But like, it's such a shame.
You're originally from the Chester area, so what does that mean to you to be back in the Philadelphia area playing in this tournament?
I'm from Chester, not the area. I'm straight from Chester. I love being from there. It feels good to be able to come back.
You play in Portland.
Be here. She snuck her way in here, and that's that.
She snuck her way in?
Yeah.
How'd she sneak her way in?
They snuck her in.
They snuck her.
She came in through the underground railroad. You gonna tell me?
Seriously? It's Juneteenth and you gonna say she came in through the underground railroad?
Yeah, that's how she got in here.
What the hell's wrong with you?
It's Juneteenth tomorrow. I'll talk better tomorrow. I'm just saying, it burns me up. We let her come in here. Guess what I said when she was coming in here? She gonna turn us charter. She just tried to do it in New Haven. What you think they got her here for?
So
give her a chance, not for T.
There is no and absolutely I said give her a chance. We don't give people chances. We automatically but we
already know what it feels like to get fucked,
we don't
bro.
care. We don't care until now someone is hired. We knew we needed a superintendent. Who went over to the school and say, all right, what's the hiring process for a superintendent? Now somebody's hired her. We don't want that person. She's already hired.
She wasn't even mentioned. Y'all went and poached her.
You knew who was mentioned?
I don't know who was mentioned. I don't get into what goes on at Chester High. I don't get into what goes on at Toby Farms, Main Street. Why? Because my children are not educated at them schools. When my son was there and my daughter was there, I was there. I was at the meetings with the other 10 parents. I was there in the classrooms learning because my son was acting out. I was there. They couldn't tell me as a parent, I can't enter this building. I was there.
So
I watched them not have heat, and the office has heat, and lock the door so the kids can't come in. I was there, and guess what I did? I pulled my kids from the school because guess what? You have to care first. If you don't care, then who is going to care? I care about my kids. I care about their education. I care about where they're going. I care about what they're doing. You're not going to keep on sending my son home with a pamphlet. Where the fuck is the book at? Because guess who pays school taxes? I do. Where's my fucking book at? That's all I want is my book. I can't speak for the rest of the kids because their parents ain't here. And I had 5 other kids that I would leave out of there with their books, their report cards because their parents couldn't make it, all their schedules in the beginning of the school year, everything. Y'all, it's them that don't care. The parents don't give a damn because the kids are old enough. The parents don't give a damn because, this is going to be like this anyway. And everybody is with the, they're going to do it anyway syndrome instead of saying we got to change.
So the parents don't care.
So the kids don't care.
Then the kids don't care. Then the kids go out here and they shoot somebody, and then I say blame it on the parents. Then you say you can't blame it on the fucking parents.
You gotta go right to shooting though.
Yeah, that's what happens.
No, let me tell you something. That shooting situation does not come from the schools. That shooting situation honestly comes from the music. I am so serious. I was riding down the street with my own kids. And I'm listening to the 2000 504 boys and all that stuff. We turned up. I don't care if we started the twerking, but we turned up and we were so happy to read the words. And then their song came on and they sitting there like, their whole face all turned up. I said, damn, y'all angry as shit. They like, huh? Y'all whole demeanor changed from the beats to the words. Everything that's changed.
They wanted to fire her a part of my IU deal.
She should be fired.
But who we bringing in?
I don't know. Let it stand still for a second.
You need a superintendent.
Let it stand still for a second. Do some investigation. Find the right candidate, and then give them to the city.
What would be the right candidate?
Somebody who genuinely cares and doesn't have an incentive.
It would have to be somebody from the city of Chester.
Yeah, no. Not necessarily.
I mean, you want them to care. They can't care about something that you're just being hired to come into.
They can't care by just being hired to come in. They have to come in with an open mind. Like, don't just let them feed you bullshit. Don't let them tell you why we should be charter when you haven't even really dug into why the district has been failing all these years. Charter is not the answer.
So on from another situation, right? From the subsequent receivers meeting, some concerns still need your public response immediately. Why did you terminate the cleaning contract with Service Master, putting our district in jeopardy during the COVID epidemic?
Say that again.
Why did you terminate the cleaning contract with Service Master, putting our district in jeopardy during this COVID epidemic?
So who terminated it?
I don't know.
Well,
Right.
Chester Upland has its own cleaning service. That's what we have janitors for. And I was a janitor at Chester.
I mean, this
Chester.
COVID situation. Every school district had an allotted amount of money. That's why they were giving them money. This is why Delaware County was giving out money. This is why they were giving millions of dollars. And I think they end up paying Service Master. You got some money in your pocket?
It's $2.
Right, it's $2. But Service Master made a lot of money during this COVID situation to come in and continue to clean. This is why they stopped going to school, right? Because they cut the contract with them, and he's like, all right, the kids don't have to come back to school because Chester Upland School District.
That's not why they stopped going to school.
Why they stopped going to school?
They stopped going to school because everybody else fucking stopped going to school.
What?
That's not. Yeah, that's not why we stopped going to school. We stopped going to school because they shut us down.
They reopened.
They
Chester,
reopened. They
right?
reopened some of the schools.
Right.
And you could only have some of the class in and some of the class out.
Right.
They had the janitors do a great job from what I know from being there. And I don't know if they still have the same type of supervision, but we cleaned the fuck out of them schools. So that's not why they shut down. They shut down because they was fucking being lazy and they was being sneaky at the same time. Blame it on the cleaning system, not when you got a whole janitorial system. You got at least 6 janitors in the school that has to clean it. Because guess what? It was a lot of schools that was using that contract from that company that was still suffering from COVID. They still was having to send people home because you can only clean the one day that you come in and you can only straighten up the other days. So we can't say that that's why Chester Upland District remained closed because they didn't have a cleaning system. When they got a whole janitorial system and they have a whole maintenance crew and they have a whole landscaping crew.
With COVID, they said they had to come in and you had to clean it more thoroughly than what the usual people would. They paid
What's more thoroughly? Because we had to clean vents and stuff.
I don't know what more thoroughly is.
I just need to know because we had to.
Come on.
Don't tell me come on like that because for real, I hate when people do that.
Come on.
So we had to, when I was a janitor there, we had to clean the vents. We had to clean, move the desk. We had to clean. We didn't just dust mop and keep it moving. We cleaned. Well,
I think
we had one of the greatest supervisors. But we still clean, and it wasn't an excuse as to why it was dust in the corner. It was just clean it the hell up. So I don't know what the system runs by now, but it's not something that we need a whole, because them companies, guess what they do? They come in and do just like everybody else do. We're going to act like we did something. They're going to pass anyway, because they ain't going to go in and check behind us.
So what you're saying is they didn't need Service Master.
They didn't need Service Master. I honestly believe that, because you have to understand, if other districts was using Service Master, Chi still had COVID outbreak, Ridley still had COVID outbreaks after they went back. They shut down several times during the COVID epidemic. All districts did. Delaware had people going Monday and Tuesday, off on Wednesday.
All, right? Until we get through and everybody gets shot.
Oh, my kid's going back in August.
Right.
We ain't
doing
that.
The district's organizational structure continues to cripple its operation. Who reports to you and who reports to Dr. Burks? What did the organizational chart look like prior to Dr. Burks, during the CCIU period, and now? These are questions that they're asking the receiver, right? They want the receiver to answer these questions. I think that's a good question. What is being done to fill the vacancies currently posted on the website? Resolution of this matter is urgently needed to educate our children. So there's quite a few vacancies for teachers.
Always been.
Right.
It's always a vacancy for teachers.
Right.
Because once they get in and they actually get their cert, they leave anyway. They get to come here without a certification, and they got to study for the test, and then they getting paid the starting rate, which I think is $40,000 a year, or something like that. And once they get their cert, they leave. So if they take their test halfway in, you got to think, I'm sitting in the classroom, I'm barely educating the kids anyway. So I'm going to sit here and study for my certification, which is a pretty hard and extensive test. Once they get their certification, they leave. They go somewhere else that's going to give them $65,000 a year to educate their children. They're going to go to the district that they actually live in. Plain and simple as that. So if you want to know why, that's my answer.
Report on the COVID budget. What was things like with the COVID budget, right? And then publish the CCIU contract to make public the scope of work and cost agreed to. I think these are all good questions.
They are very good questions.
And I want to thank the person that that sent me these questions.
It was $200,000 on the agenda for Service Master.
$200,000.
That's what
on the agenda for Service Master. Wow. Oh, Dante, shit, 500? Damn. Why you being so friendly? All right. Earn a streak by sending stars for 2 weeks in a row. Okay. Good job. 2 weeks? I'm just fooling with you, Dante. I appreciate you. Like I said before, they need to give the teachers at least a 5-year minimum contract.
How you gonna give a teacher a contract when she's not a teacher yet, or he's not a teacher yet? He doesn't have his certification.
Well, the teachers that are teachers.
The ones that are teachers, they have a 2 to 4 year contract. I think it goes like the military contract, so you can get a 2 year or 4 year or whatever. I'm this is me just thinking. I don't know for sure, but I do know a 5-year contract, and I already have my certification. I'm not coming for $40,000 a year. I'm not doing it.
$1 million for Service Masters. It was 200,000. I could have sworn I seen $1 million somewhere on there.
I don't know.
200,000. In the state of PA, anyone can obtain an emergency certification as long as you have a bachelor's degree.
They don't have emergency certifications either. I had a teacher sit down with me and tell me she failed her cert test several times, and she just every time she was in the charter school teaching, if she failed it and her 2 years was up, she went to this for you.
That's for me?
Yeah. Hello. I just wanted to know if you have August the 21st available, August the 22nd available. Okay, it's for a brunch. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, so, we're always moving. So everybody knows about the Raise-a-thon. August 20th, we'll be out on 9th and Engle tagging. The 21st, we'll be out. So we were supposed to be doing it like this. The 20th, we'll be tagging. The 21st, we'll do the Raise-a-thon.
Turn my mic off.
And the CMP appreciation night at Dream Nightclub, but that got switched up, right? So, I always got these grandiose ideas, and I don't always be talking to people the way I should, so certain situations fall through. So we're looking for a new place. We're going to have the appreciation brunch on Sunday. We're going to do the Raise-a-thon, half of it here, half of it in the park. I got to go over town and talk to Mr. Lee and make sure everything's good for that day. And then the 20th is still the 20th. So, she's now talking to the place for the brunch. And, we're just trying to make sure everything is going as copacetic as possible. Though now some of them do, the charter schools allow them to teach without certification forever. And that's the problem, right? Certification, right? The certs. You should have all of that stuff within 4 years of you starting a job, right? And not just be willing to leave. Yeah. So what happened?
We gotta meet Monday.
All right.
But at 1:30. No, Miss Shimona. So if they don't get it within 2 years, they have to lay them off, and then they bring them back and send them to a different school. From what I was told. So they have to keep on trying and trying, but they lay them off, and then they send them over somewhere else. It's really a complete shame, because basically I can go be a teacher. I can be a classroom aide. I can be anything. I have a bachelor's degree. So, I mean, what? And just to think. I don't know.
They had a Memorial Day event?
Huh?
Just think it's sad, man. Most urban. Yeah, they think it's normal in most urban communities.
It is normal in most, from what I'm thinking, what you're saying, Sade. It is normal in urban communities because the parents don't care enough to make it abnormal, if that makes sense. The parents don't. Once the kid goes to school, and because we've had this conversation over and over again, the parents view the schools as babysitters. They look at them as childcare facilities. They no longer look at them as educators, and we are part of the educational system. They see them as childcare providers. It's your job to do this from this period of time because you're paid to do this. Like, because she's not getting the paycheck, she doesn't, or she meaning the mom, or him meaning the dad. It's not a concern. A certification is not required for you to do. It's called something. It's a word for it. When you first start, it's for you to gain experience. It's not required for you to come there with a certification. You just don't get the highest paid rate. You can come in for the $40,000. We know teachers personally who did that. They got their certification and they went to another school that actually paid them more. But I don't know. If I had to pick who could be the superintendent, I would pick Miss Lavada Driggins Green. That's who I would pick. Or I would pick her husband too, Kevin Green. I mean, he did run Echoes Academy for years, and all of his children have graduated, and some have since graduated college, and they haven't had any issues. So you asked me who would I nominate for the superintendent of schools. I would pick Kevin Green. He's run his own school for years, and his children are doing well, or his wife, who is the principal over Stetzer.
I think it's never too late to completely just overhaul the whole situation.
They should go.
And honestly, if we're in a deficit where we're trying to sell off our middle schools, like, and of course they come in and they propose that they take the best two middle schools, Stetzer and Main Street, right? And there's like, oh yeah, we can improve in Coosa, we can improve. Nah, those schools are good. Why don't you take Toby Farms? Right, if you want something, you want to do something, you want to show us something. Take Toby Farms. That's the only school.
Main Street is in Upland.
Right.
Stetzer is close to Woodland Ridley area, right. Widener, and what's the other school?
Coosa. Coosa's in the middle.
Coosa is in the middle of the city, and Coosa staff actually cares.
Right, absolutely.
Coosa staff don't play no game.
So don't come here with we're trying to help. No, you're
trying to take over
and exploit.
And then you'll make it bad and say it was already that way. Coosa's PSSA testing rate is over 65 to 75%, which is not great, but it's not as bad as it once was.
Wow.
So they were at a 25 to 30%. When you had to be completely honest and transparent. Chester Upland's PSSA rating is at an all-time low, and they actually give you the opportunity to opt out of taking PSSA testing. So Chester Upland was at an all-time low. Oh my God, Lord. So I don't know. That's just the case. I think what Rondé is doing is great. I don't think that he should give up on us. I honestly think that whatever it is that they have going on, he will be the breakthrough. But he can propose to them that he helps to revitalize the district. And because technically what we really honestly need is a new high school. It's enough people around here who can donate for us to get a new high school, because it was surprising to me that they allowed Chester Charter Scholarly Academy to have a high school, because they denied the charter schools. They denied so many places.
The charter schools, I guarantee you, if the charter schools wanted a high school, they can have one. If Widener wanted to have a high school, they can have one. They do not want the hassle of dealing with high school children. That's a lot to deal with. So the way the Charters Academy did it, they started with their first class, then they added the 9th grade, they added the 10th grade, they have a list, right? If you're not on the list, if you're not a person that they feel as though they want in the school, you're not getting in, right? So I'm not petty, but that's the great way to fucking do it, because
that's how Widener the same way.
Widener is definitely not to say they have open enrollment. You can go there to Widener right now and enroll your child, and they were like that in the beginning. Widener was like that in the beginning. Listen, did they ever?
Oh wow!
Did they ever? You don't never hear of Chester Charter Scholars Academy asking for people to apply.
Well, because Widener had a bad bullying issue, and the staff really wasn't doing anything.
They weren't doing anything. I was over there every day. Yo, what's up, man? What's up with my son? What's going on with my daughters? Like, we're not going to continue to have that. And a lot of people, they have a funny way of dealing with me currently because of that, right? If your daughter's a bully, your daughter's a bully, right? That don't mean, my daughter ain't going to punch her in her mouth. My daughter's trying to be, a student. And she's trying to be a student. Your child in here, like, it's the club. So, but that's just how things go. And I just feel like we can change it. We can change it. The city can change it. But the city has to understand the power that they have. And that's why I said, who's running this bitch? Because I want my change. We need to know who's in charge so we can get them the hell out of here.
We should be in charge, though.
We are in charge.
If we need to act like it. Because we worry so much, we consume so much time of worrying about what the board does, what the councilmen do, what the councilwomen do, what the mayor does. We never ever take accountability for what we don't do. That's the worst problem that we have. We worry about what they're not doing, so we stop doing, and then, they get paid to do it. Well, guess what? We still have to live here. We always have the conversation about whether they live here or not and whether they have respect for our city or not. That lady from New Haven drives home every weekend. She wherever she has her temporary housing at here, it's at the cost of us. And we just don't understand. We are so concerned about what they're not doing, how they're overlooking, how they're undereducating, how they're doing all of these things, that we forget that we are the first ones who have to start doing something. I always say nobody wants to help or fight for someone who doesn't want to help or fight for themselves. Right. That is my greatest test right there. If I see you helping yourself and I can help you make it easier for you, I will, but I will not do it for you. That's not something that I will do. I'm just sorry. When we look, we had all dilapidated buildings over town. Mm-hmm. Every last building was falling down, falling apart. The shutters have been there for years.
How did that happen?
Because the times changed, what I'm trying to say, politics changed, and people left. All of that stuff closed up and went on about its business. And guess what happened? They stayed closed for years. Mm-hmm. Years. That lady came in and brought that block up. Nobody even knew that first lady, what's her name, Linda? Is that her name? Yep. Came in and brought that block up. Nobody even knew she brought from McCory's all the way down. Nobody knew that. And you know when everybody started to find out? When Jalil put in the beat for it. They like, somebody actually owned this shit? I still thought Mr. Lee owned the sneaker store. Right. You still thought the Asian lady from up the gardens owned
They sold it and they got out.
They sold so long ago for so little.
Put their kids through school, through college.
And kept it moving.
All right, we're done here. There's no growth here. There's no growth happening here. And it was us. It was our own population. Jalil is from the city. Devin is from the city. Kenny's from the city. Roland's from the city. Until we see something that can't be seen by others, until we have vision, right? And a lot of men have vision, right? But women have the gall to get the work done, for real. Like, honestly, the man can have the vision, but the women have the gall to get the work done. And it's not impossible. We're not talking about changing a whole city. We're talking about for the people that are awake, for the people that are up, for the people that do know that things could be better, to come together. If you have an organization and you want people to know about it, come to the radio station, talk about it, man. I'm tired of people pointing at the radio station like we're the bad guy, bro. We're just trying to bring communication to the community.
They gonna think you the bad guy the moment you don't agree with them anyway.
Well, I mean, we don't have to agree on everything.
But they want you to agree with
them. Do we agree on everything now?
No.
Hell no, we don't agree on everything.
We have the understanding that everything is not gonna be the same.
How do we have that understanding?
I don't know. Shit, I just be like, okay. You just be like, all right now.
All right, fuck it.
Yeah.
Right, but we get it done.
And it gets done. But you have to come in. They never want to be wrong. They never want to be held accountable. They don't want to be transparent. Everybody has accused them of taking money from our city and not utilizing it properly for our city. And instead of them defending themselves, they say, let them believe what they want. They don't come to the meetings anyway.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, I put in a petition for a $150,000 park to be built over there that only costs $10,000, but they'll never know that, and they'll never go around and investigate. Well, this turf only cost, and this sliding board only cost. Oh wait, it's not even a sliding board over there. Right. We got 4 swings and a half of a basketball court put up with 2 new benches. Nobody will never question that because guess what? All they see is what they see. Oh, it is new. It got little cute little sprinkles to it. Oh, okay. And that's it. So we don't have to tell you what we did with the money. As long as we did what we said we was going to do with the money, it just didn't cost as much as we said it was going to cost. And that's how it goes. Because the city really only worries about its own individual homes, they don't worry about their neighbors' homes. Then you never know what gets done. I tell people all the time, my neighbors, they're different. They redid the over Nova Vista. They redid the whole sign for Nova Vista, put new plants out there and everything. Right. So I got out my car and said, excuse me. Would you like to donate to the renovations that's being done outside? I said, sure, you got Cash App. And that's it. But you have to want different in order to get different. You got to care about your neighbors. And it took for one new neighbor to move in to say we can't keep on arguing because everybody keep putting their trash on my side for it to go out and nobody, because they don't want it out in the front. I put mine on the side, theirs is out in the front. But they'll drag it all the way over here and don't put it to the curb. I'm not dragging your trash to the curb. I don't have an issue with it. So the lady's like, listen, we can't keep, if we don't want it in the front, when you turn into Nova Vista and we want it over there, we have to come to some type of agreement. Right. Like my son comes and drags my trash cans to the curb.
It should be a bin, honestly.
We don't have those.
Well, you can afford it. They can.
Tell us what we
it's
can
for
afford.
y'all right there. Y'all have the first house. Y'all can have a trash bin right there, and y'all just pull it to the front, and then
Who is y'all?
See what I mean?
I have 2 trash cans. You see how that works?
How can you say
I have
what we
2
need
trash
to do,
cans.
and as soon as I say y'all, who is y'all?
Because
that's the attitude of the
that's
city.
of the city.
But no, you got to drop that though and say,
I don't
listen,
want that.
how many houses is on the front?
4.
It's 4 of y'all. And a bin ain't gonna cost that much money. You can get somebody to make you a bin, right? Literally, get somebody to make you a bin for $100.
So here's the thing.
What's the thing?
It will be me carrying it to the street.
No,
not
it won't.
them.
Like, you sit there and say, all right, if my son is going to do this, if he's going to take the trash out on the days of the trash day, then he needs to be paid. So everybody kicks up $10. It's the beginning of Nova Vista. So I think all of Nova Vista will want that front to look nice, right? Because you're in the 2. You're in the first joint. So, but that's just my way of thinking about shit,
I don't know.
Sometimes I'm not always right.
Listen, I just look at it like this. If the community don't care, the people who oversee this community won't care either. If you want something different, if you want our city to change, you gotta be the first person to change and stop saying it's not my concern. Right. It is your concern. When you get your tax bills, if you are homeowners, them Jones went up. When you get like different, like every time I turn around, it's a new thing. Like when you get these things, these items, you gotta be the one to care. Don't be the one to be like, I ain't gonna be here much longer.
So what's wrong with the taxes going up?
What's wrong with the taxes going up? Yeah. You got used to them being that low.
They gotta go.
They ain't utilizing the tax money properly anyway.
Well, then you put new people in position.
Fire them all.
You can't fire them. They have to be reelected. They have to
fire them all.
They have to lose in their election.
Impeach them.
Impeach them.
Oh.
What are we impeaching them for?
I don't know. Right. Find something. We done said they stole money. We
Anthony
done said
Johnson
they
has a whole situation going on. He ain't been fired yet from the school board.
Who Anthony Johnson?
The little shirt guy that don't like you.
Oh, man. What's his situation?
Oh, it's crazy.
Tell me so I can tell him.
I'm going to tell you afterwards. You ain't hear about it?
No, listen, I've really been like...
It's been going on for the last 3 months.
I've been like, people keep saying I'm missing
a lot of stuff. Who got the balls
to
put up with what's going on with Anthony Johnson right now?
Well, text it to me, 215-391-5106, because I talk about it.
He get locked up. This is my city. I'll be out in an hour. He said that.
No, he did.
Yes, he did.
No, he did.
Yes, he did. Big balls, bro. He got big balls, bro. Ooh, meanwhile, the school district is falling the fuck apart.
Is or has?
It is. It continues to crumble. It hasn't completely fallen, but it's crumbling. It's like the buildings over town. Until someone sees the beauty in the city, in the school district, in the area, they won't come in to help improve it. And we're in the city.
They see it. Don't say they won't come in and help improve it. I done seen some Caucasians jogging over Providence and on Edgemont. Don't play. They here. It's just the time and the way they are going about it. They're buying. They're buying. Pay attention. The names on the deeds are changing. Right. Now they're backed up by 8 months, but still, they're changing. The stuff is being taken and rehabbed, and we got more rehabilitation systems. More rehabilitation houses here in the city of Chester than we have ever had.
Rehab houses. What do you mean?
So we have. Reinstatement program. So if you come home and you don't have, it's like a halfway house instead of going to a halfway house. So say you come home and you don't have, they're in the city of Chester. Over by Widener, we got a couple over there. We got some new ones on 9th Street. We got some new ones on 7th Street. Wow. They're there, and they're in the heart of the community. When you see 4 or 5 people sitting on a porch, and it's either a room and board house, and that's what they're calling them.
4 or 5 people sitting
on the porch.
Come on now, that could be
different race.
That could be a different race.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now I got to look around and
You gonna be
find-
like, damn, did she do?
Now I'm saying y'all part of the rehabilitation. Is that
I'm
true?
telling you, it's and they're popping up everywhere, and they're not even going through the proper procedures or the chains of commands. They're not requesting that the community invites or accepts. It's none of that. We had that issue on Holy City with a certain building, and they never once said it what it's for. They brought it, they made it seem, they always buy it, make it seem like it's going to be for something else. And then next thing you know, it's like all these people, you trying to figure out where they came from. No.
So in our, it's crazy. I just want the people of Chester, 19013, to understand that no one has more power than you. Personally, no one has more power than you. So we're all equal in the amount of power that we have. We all can do the same exact things, right? Some of us might know different. Some of us might experience
Redevelopment
different.
Authority owns half the city.
But we have to come together and take our city back. And there's no way to do that unless we're working together. You understand what I'm saying to you? Like, unless we're working together, unless we understand what we're doing it for, we can't do anything, right? We can't have anything. We can look at the different African-American communities and the different areas and the different situations and say, until unity is put on the table and people put their egos and their attitudes and the personal shit to the side to get what's best for our children, what's best for our future, what's best for our city. Until we do that, we will continue to fall. We will continue to fall for the same bullshit that we've been falling for. So, CMPradio.net is here for the conversation. I'm here to support anybody that's doing anything, and I just want everybody to know that, right? So unity is the key, and that's pretty much it.
CMPradio.net. It's the station.
What's up now?
Oh, hey.
How you feeling?
I'm okay.
You
I'm
okay? You sure?
Did you watch the game the other night?
No, I ain't get it. I was working. I'm always out.
Everybody was watching it on their phones or on the computer.
I can't watch on my phone or my computer. He is being sued by a past administrator for retaliation and discriminatory practices.
Oh, I heard that. I heard that.
50.
As
a
because
matter of fact.
and I heard that because
Well, we ain't gonna talk about it.
Oh, I can't talk about it.
You can do some research, and we can talk about it.
I don't
Monday.
gotta research it. I know what she's. I know what.
Now you
Yeah.
know. Oh, ain't this about it?
Child, I know he was demoting people and all kinds of stuff. They should have beat him the hell up, demoting them from their position, but still allowing them to have the same pay. That's number one. Yeah, I heard about that. And then making up shit as he went along. Yep, I heard about it. I heard about it at the dinner table.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Anyway, we was about to talk. Well, I asked you what was going on with you, right? Thank you, Ms. Cogdell.
Yes,
I appreciate that. Right?
I heard about that though. I heard about him giving people positions and then taking them back after 2-3 weeks, training them for the position, or they were already trained and experienced in the position, and then he would come in and make up an excuse as to why they couldn't keep the position to give it to someone else.
Why?
I heard what it is.
They didn't want to give him no funky monkey.
Because somebody else might have been giving them some funky monkey. I don't know.
Funky monkey.
But yeah, I heard about that. Yup. Thanks for refreshing my memory.
Absolute power corrupts, absolutely. And listen, if he could be voted in, he could be voted out.
Well, they all should be voted.
We need people to stand up. Who wants to be on the school board? Like, let's sit here and put this thing together right now. If we know that all these problems exist, why can't we? I'm not allowed to get political anyway. But we can do these things. I ain't got time for it.
I mean, people should stand up and people should be a part of it, and they should genuinely care. But I think they have to have children invested in this district before they should be able to stand up.
You should, if you live in the 19013, even if you don't have children, so that
you know how many people I see walk out their door, get in their cars, and leave, and then they don't come back until 12 hours later. They just sleep here, bro. They don't live here. They don't come to they don't come to different events that we have here as a community. They not sitting down at the Woodland Park with the seniors on Tuesday night, jazz night. They not at the Juneteenth thing with the the pastor landlord, the pastor landlord, the slumlord, pastor slumlord.
What are you talking about?
That's their thing, boy.
Hold on. St. Daniel's pastor is a slumlord?
That's the slumlord, bro. That's the slumlord, bro.
So you saying I shouldn't be here?
No, we should be there. It's the Juneteenth event.
How
It's
we
always
gonna be there with all these
event.
people we talk about?
I don't care. I step up and say, hey, Pastor Slumlord. You think I'll listen? You.
Are you serious?
Good boy, Miss Shimona. Come on. We need you. We need somebody who care.
We
Like,
need
I'm
people that's
serious.
going to step up. We need people that's going to
You
come out
gonna
here.
say, "Are you serious?" Like you ain't know that was the pastor.
I didn't know.
the
I don't know
slumlord.
that he was a pastor of St. Daniel's. I thought he was a pastor of a small church. I didn't think he was St. Daniel's pastor. I thought he was a pastor of St.
I said Kenny went in there and painted for him. I ain't gonna talk about him.
I thought it was a small church. I didn't know it was St. Daniel.
No, it's not a small church. He a slumlord. Oh, he no longer the pastor there? Oh, all right. Probably because he was a slumlord.
Yo, what is wrong with you?
He was a slumlord.
It ain't funny.
Yes, it was funny when they made a whole page about him and it was called the Pastor Slumlord.
So this is the 10th annual Juneteenth festival, Saturday. Where's that? Saturday, June 19th, 2021. It's going to be at Memorial Park, 2300 7th Street, Chester, PA, 19013. It's from 12 to 6. Performances include a universal African dance and drum assembly. Saxophonist Clayton Jackson, Raising Cane Band, area church gospel choirs, gospel artist Jared McCready, gospel artist Lisa Dennis, rapper Red Spade, and the Zoe Jazz Band, and more. Hosted by Frankie Darcell, WDAS radio personality. Rain or shine, free and open to the public.
They got vendors. They have all types of vendors out there.
Juneteenth history presentation, dance performances, step show, gospel, R&B, jazz, soul,
They
hip
have
hop, and
things
rap
for the
music,
kids.
food and craft vendors, basketball tournament, voter registration, swimming, face painting, dance contest, children's activities, health fair, and more. So they'll be giving out the COVID shot, and you can go down there for the Moderna or.
So are you hearing that you have to get a
Pfizer.
booster? You have to now get a booster with the COVID vaccine.
So my uncle, right? My uncle, you know, they this is the Haitian side. So yesterday I go to my grandfather, I take him the chicken and the pinto beans. So I'm gonna pick up the rice a little bit later. I'll stop by and drop you off some rice and some chicken. But what happened was, you know, he was talking about, he's like, well, you got your COVID shot? I said, hell no, I ain't got no. Nah, it wasn't last year. I'm like, we'll be down there this year. We will be down there. We'll have our tent. We'll have our chair. We'll be down there. We'll be going live and interviewing some people walking around. But he called me and he called me back. He was like, so you gonna get your shot? I'm like, no, I'm not getting that shot. He's like, why not? There's so much propaganda going on and people are switching up. And I said, listen, I love you. You got your shot. Pop got his shot. Y'all can't get it from me, right? If I get it, I'm going to have to suffer through it. But I'm not getting the shot because it's not stopping you from getting COVID. It's stopping you from dying from COVID. But who said you was going to get it and die? Because everybody that get it don't die from it.
True.
So why would I get the shot? So it's 25% effective at stopping something that I'm going to get any fucking way?
True. So now they're saying you get a booster shot. So I was talking to 2 Asian women.
I ain't no have girlfriend. I ain't no have boyfriend.
No, they said, why you not have no mask on? I'm like, man, ain't nobody standing here but me. Y'all got your mask on. What's up? They said, so there's another virus coming.
It's coming from India.
Indonesia.
Right.
And it has all the symptoms of COVID, but when
Right.
they test you for COVID, it comes back
Negative.
non-reactive.
Right.
And it's very bad. They've lost over 10,000 people so far from it. And it hurts. It comes in the form of a sinus infection and da-da-da-da. Right. And she says, you can research it. She says, but understand this. All the people who have gotten the COVID vaccine before now have to get booster shots within the next 6 months.
Right.
And I said, well, did you get the vaccine? And she says, no. I said, well, why didn't you get the vaccine? She said, I will continue to do what I'm doing by covering my face, washing my hands, and keeping my house safe.
Right.
She said, I don't go places how I once did. She said, I'm just allowing my body to become normal again. And I said, have you had COVID? She said, no, my son had it though. And she went into like her whole family history or whatever. She said, they blame it on us, but we are still the first ones to get the information anyway. Right. If something goes wrong overseas, they call us. Right. No matter what time of the night. She said, you can go in any of these Asian stores. She said, you go in our store.
And you're going to get all information.
And they'll tell you the same stuff.
Yeah.
Or brothers, sisters, aunts, moms, dads that still live over there, they call us to tell us. They done flew back and forth. Yep. Flew back and forth. They said people were going to Indonesia, to India, they had started going back to Japan. They was going to Beijing and all those other places. They said these people have started to fly back and forth. And only thing they got to do is say that they had a COVID test 72 hours before they left wherever they were going to, and before they left when they were coming back.
There's no way to tell.
So what? And now that they're selling COVID vaccine cards, I mean, hey man, everybody's vaccinated.
Everybody, listen. I not to go personal, right? But my child's mother had COVID, right? She got it, and I felt as though on my side it was like, what did you do differently than you've been doing for this last year that you didn't get it, that you got it now? So her birthday came up and she was out, she was doing things, and I was like, so you were around people you shouldn't have been around. People you just added new equations. I haven't had it, you haven't had it. We've been here at the radio station, right? And it's like, I'm not bringing in new people that I don't know where they come. And when they come in, I'm spraying everything down. You got to get sprayed down before you walk up in this joint. And I need your temperature, right? Because if you haven't been around me in the last 6 months, I don't know who you've been around. I don't know what you like to do. Are you sick? Do you feel sick? Do you feel lightheaded?
But you know what's crazy? Because I can't say that because I know somebody personal to me, and they ended up with COVID. And I'm telling you, they don't go anywhere. They have the same people in their house day in and day out. And they do the same thing. And I think they honestly got it from a package that they received in the mail.
I ain't got no mail in this joint.
No, but everybody they converted to online shopping. And Amazon was really putting out postings after they had it under control. They didn't put it out immediately to say, hey, we had 10 people come in with a bad temperature check and they all tested positive for COVID. We got to stop all these trucks.
Coughing all on your body.
Yeah, so I honestly think that she got it from touching the package. And they try to say that it doesn't live, but they got to understand the stuff inside the package is sealed. So if you've already touched it to package it, and then you sent it to Amazon, and now they've touched it and put it in their Amazon packaging or wherever it goes, but she honestly ended up with COVID, and she hadn't been anywhere different. She goes to the same stores, the same market. She has the same routine. She does not touch items that shouldn't be touched. She doesn't run around here with gloves on or nothing like that, but she constantly washes her hands. The packages carry the most germs. So that's what I'm saying. We can't say that she went somewhere else, did something different, because I've been out and I still had my mask on. I don't care where I am. I still have my mask on. I still have hand sanitizer. I don't hug. I don't shake your hand. I don't do any of those things, but that doesn't stop me from being able to get it. When I go in the house, you already know what it looks like at my front door. Right. I'm like, meet me at the front door so you can spray me down because I've been around a bunch of other people.
The stuff in the aisles at the market, all that stuff.
All that stuff. People were touching it, and people were still going out while they were sick. They felt better. I stopped
sneaker shopping.
You stopped sneakers?
I stopped touching sneakers in the mall. Literally, I'm scared to get it. Because I think about everybody that I come in contact with in a 72-hour period and who they could affect, and my children.
Somebody just told me they have not been right since they've been diagnosed with COVID. Breathing. Kenny said it. Kenny said, I don't breathe properly. No. He said, everything about me is different, and you can tell. Yeah. Like, he's not, when he has a conversation with you, how he stops, he like, man, this shit really fucked me up. But we brush it off as a joke because he's still living, but at the same time, like, whatever it is, they don't give you any type of medication for it. They don't do anything for it to make it better. And then you ended up with side effects from it.
Think about before we started wearing masks here, we would look at people in China and Japan wearing masks and laugh at them. Why are they wearing those masks? And then they said it's the pollution. Mm-hmm. But if it started there and they were already masked up and not being as, overly associative as we are here, how did it start there? You understand what I'm saying? Like, how it blows my mind because I'm looking at old pictures and I'm looking at China been in masks since 2003. They've been wearing masks. So how can it start there if they're already masked up?
Yeah.
And it's absolutely sad. I'm in a lab every day. Trust my car is stocked with stuff, and I'm constantly washing my hands and wiping stuff down. Like, literally, bro, I can't. I don't want to be around nobody. I'm cool. I'm good. Like, I'll just be by myself. You feel me? Like, I don't have time for it. Prayer definitely works, but I've been a germaphobe according to my kids. You have to be aware of everything that's going on in your area. So
I'm glad my kids are germaphobes.
right, we're gonna get into this news.
CMPRadio.net. It's the station.
So for the past week, we haven't been doing the morning meeting. We've had graduations. We've had graduation cancellations. We've had a bunch of things happening. We want to definitely give a shout out to the class of 2021. My daughter, Nav's daughter, my son, Nav's twins. Right, they're moving on with life, and we just want to tell them congratulations, and we wish them the best. And this is to all graduates, everybody that's graduating.
Can you believe this?
What?
We get into the news because it just depressed me. I have seven graduates, 2 ninth graders, and a kindergartner.
Girl, hold on, time out. I don't have as many graduates as you have. I have 1 graduate, a senior, a freshman, a second grader, 2 first graders, and nowhere near school. So you can't. I don't want to hear that shit you talking. Lakeisha, what's going on?
Hey, Keish.
How you feeling? But I feel your pain. But you're done.
But nowhere near schooler.
Nowhere near schooler, right? She ain't even reached a year yet, right? I mean, but she turned 8 months on the 15th, so congratulations. Love you, Jordy. Supreme Court sides with Philadelphia Catholic Agency in dispute over same-sex foster parents. Supreme Court unanimously rules that the city of Philadelphia cannot force Catholic groups to certify same-sex couples as foster parents without running afoul of the First Amendment. The ruling bolsters the Constitution's religious freedom guarantee. Justices said the city infringed on the rights of the Catholic group by enforcing anti-discrimination requirements in contracts with private agencies screening potential foster families.
Say it again.
So basically,
sum it up for me.
The Supreme Court, right, sides with the Philadelphia Catholic Agency in dispute over same-sex foster parents. So, yeah.
Why?
Because you can't use anti-discrimination practices.
No, why are they against it? Hey, Gio. Why are they against same-sex foster parents?
Because you can't use anti-discrimination requirements in contracts with private agencies screening potential foster families. So you can't sit there and say that.
So do you think that having the same-sex parent
that's a person
is a problem? I just need to know that.
Who am I to say that 2 men can't raise a boy to be straight or to love himself, or he can't give the same love? I don't know anymore. Now, if I'm confused and I don't want to seem like, I'm scared of the LGBTQ, which I am. I'm scared of them motherfuckers, right? Because they're unified. And they get what they want, when they want it, how they want it, and they just is bringing in new month. They bringing in allies now. It's LGBTQ plus IA, like, and they do what they want, right? And I don't want to. Don't touch that. And I'm not going to touch it too hard, but I'm going to tap it just a little bit. Pause. I can't. You can't say things that make you. It's crazy. And I got my toenails painted just because I support them. I want them to know. Listen, what I say out my mouth, right? But I'm confused, right? Because.
Why are you confused? Is it concerning you?
No, it's not concerning me.
Then why are you confused about it?
Because I think that it concerns who my son plays with. It concerns who my daughter.
So that would stop them from being able to play with people.
No, it wouldn't.
So if you didn't know that Ray had 2 dads at home,
you would know. You would know. There's no way you wouldn't know.
No, it's a way you wouldn't know.
How would you know?
You mind your business. So if you seen Ray on a basketball court every Saturday morning with his father, not knowing that Ray Ray father has a man at home,
Don't do it, bro. Stop.
you wouldn't know
You
that
wouldn't know.
Ray Ray has two fathers at home
you wouldn't
unless
know.
you inviting them to the mixer.
You wouldn't know. It's not about inviting anybody to.
People
a mixer.
don't know what's going on in people's houses. I've solely, wholeheartedly believe that we have a foster home on our block, right? And it's two women running this foster home. It's two moms over there. They have different genders, different race of children running all up and through there.
So you're saying the two moms are they
together?
They're together.
Yes, and they got about 7, 8 foster kids
I don't have
over
a
there.
problem with women doing that.
Why is it a problem with men doing it then?
Because I just feel
I'm not trying to put my standards of how I carry myself on you. I just want you to be a good person. That's it. I'm not saying that I know I'm not gay. As a boy, he knows he's not gay.
He don't.
Yes, he does know that.
How does he know?
Because he knows he doesn't have feelings for a man.
How does he know?
Because
if he's never tried it.
No.
This is the.
How do you know? You tried it?
No, hell no.
All right then. So then you know.
But this is what I'm saying. How does he know though?
He knows.
If he gets to questioning himself and how he knows, then that answer pops up. It's like I don't know. Let me try it.
I just think.
And then he goes into a gay bar and he kisses a man. And he's like, all right, I don't like it. But guess what? You're gay now.
I feel like no.
There's no return. There is no return like there's a return for women. Women can be bisexual and it's cool. Once you're a man and you kiss another man, you're gay.
I don't believe that.
No, you don't believe that?
No, and I believe that people are just good people. I said it the other day. Conclusion.
No, you don't.
The conclusion is this: some people are parents. Some people just have children, and those people who just
some people
have children,
just have sex,
and they have children. That's it. They don't
Can't have
know how
children
to
being
nourish
gay.
them. They don't know how to nourish them. They don't know how to do anything with them. And it's people out here who want to nourish children. It's people out here who want to raise them properly. It's people out here who want to give them love, something that they either didn't receive
Right.
or they don't have the ability to give because they cannot conceive.
Understood that.
So, with that being said, you can't tell me because they are two men that they should not be allowed to be parents. I won't say fathers because I don't know if one is identifying themselves as the mother or whatever the case may be. But you can't tell me because they are the same sex, they don't have the opportunity to raise children the proper way. Who said that two-parent household came from a mom and a dad? That's something that we learned a long time ago. I don't see anything wrong with it. If I had two dads living in a household, I would be okay with that because as long as they raised me the right way. I'm just saying. One of my kids' father decided they wanted to have a boyfriend. I'm going to bust a motherfucking joke or two. But guess what? I have to come on home with you.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm that serious. I'm not against it. I'm not against same-sex parenting.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm gonna listen to Gio. I plead the fifth. It's confusing to me, and it would be confusing to me because this is not what was acceptable when I was coming up. It's acceptable now, and
It is very acceptable now. It's what we allow. We allow our children to define themselves early on. We allow our children to have input. You couldn't come in the house and tell your mother in the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s that you wanted to be with a man. Whatever you did on your personal time is what you did, that you wanted to be with a woman. Yeah, she knew, but you didn't display it.
And that's the difference between
Go to
women.
the next topic.
That's the difference
go to
between
the next
hold,
topic.
stop. That's the difference between men and women, right? It's the smell. It's literally it just smells different, right? Two women.
I know
loving
some
each other.
pretty goddamn clean.
No, it still smells.
No, you do not.
No
I'm
way.
telling you,
There's
I know
no way.
some pretty
okay,
clean
anyway, you would be
gay men.
confused if you are raised like that. But this is the thing, right?
No,
we're
you're not. You don't know that. You weren't
you don't
raised
know
like that.
what you're affecting what child.
You don't know that you weren't raised like that. You can't say that you will be confused if you was raised like that. If you weren't raised like that.
I was raised like this by men that told me you're better off having more women than being committed to one. Right? And I bucked that system and thought I could commit to one. Then she cheated on me and I said, fuck it. I might as well have a bunch of fucking women.
Oh, police.
Ain't no police, bro.
That is a cop-out.
You can't take my experiences and say it's a cop-out.
That is.
How is it a cop-out?
You just said she cheated on me, so
cheated
I
on
thought
me.
that I should have many. First
Right.
of all, them telling you it's better to have more than to have one was a cop-out.
That was them copping out.
That was a
that
cop
wasn't
out
my
from the
cop out.
beginning.
And I
And
bucked
then
that
you
sister,
gonna cop
and I
out
fell
and
in
just-
love. And I fell in love, and I loved her, and she cheated on me, and I became a dog.
Lord.
But you could be confused, like you see it too. You're a young man. You're impressionable. I remember when that football player got drafted, right? And he kissed his boyfriend. I was watching that shit with my son. I changed the channel, right? And my son said, "Dad, why you changing the channel?" I said, "What you mean? Why I changed the channel? It's two men kissing. That's like soft porn, right? It should be.
Do you kiss your son?
Not on the mouth with no tongue.
But do you kiss your son?
On the cheeks.
Do you kiss your son?
On the cheeks.
So when he was younger, you never kissed him in his mouth? Like, see you later?
No.
None of that?
Why would I do that?
You've never kissed your son?
We've always shook hands. We've hugged. I'll hug him and whisper in his ear and tell him I
So
love
men
him.
don't kiss their sons?
I don't know. Baby and Lil Wayne was kissing. He said that was his daddy. It's not like my papa. You feel me? But that was different. Ask Gio if he kissed his sons. You don't kiss your son, you punch him in the chest. What's up with you? Like,
That's just, I think that's only in the
What?
urban community.
no, it's in.
That
It's
we
in
feel like that.
oh, so you saying white people kiss their sons
Yeah,
in the mouth?
yeah.
I'm not kissing my son in the mouth.
They kiss them, period. Like
Anyway, women almost everywhere in the U.S. are delaying having children, resulting in profound changes to American motherhood. The birth rate is falling fastest in places with the greatest job growth as women prioritize education and careers. The widespread decline is a shift. For decades, delaying parenthood was the domain of upper middle class Americans, especially in big coastal cities. But over the past decade, as more women of all social classes have prioritized education and career, their delaying childbearing has become a broad pattern almost everywhere. The result has been the slowest growth of the U.S. population since the 1930s. For some women, building a career is seen as a way to avoid repeating difficult childhoods. Some say they feel they couldn't afford a baby. Others say they wanted to get their career set first, with some wanting to have control over their lives in a way their mothers didn't get it. Together, it's the biggest shift in motherhood in decades.
And we talked about a couple weeks ago. We were down 20,000 births. I don't know what the percentage of that is, but it was a $20,000 birth difference from 19 birth record to 2020 birth record. And a lot of people, do decide to have children late in life. Me personally, knowing now what I should have known, I didn't know then, I don't think that I would change it, because I cannot see me being
A mother.
a mom at this age.
At this age, right?
A,
Dealing with
a baby? Like, I'm dealing with a baby?
But your patience is low because you were a mother at a young age.
No.
Now, if you didn't have your kids,
No,
listen, if you
no.
didn't have your kids,
No.
if you didn't have your kids at such a young age, I guarantee you, number one, you wouldn't have as many as you have currently. And you would be a little bit more understanding of what the children go through. Because the same thing your kindergarten child is going through right now is the same thing all of your other children have gone through. No?
No.
Oh.
No.
I
See,
mean,
I was able to keep up with the other children. I was more youthful. So if they ran, I
Now,
could
if you're
run with
42, bro.
First of all, I'm 43. Stop trying to take a year from me. I'm
I mean,
43 years old.
No, we didn't celebrate your birthday last
No,
year.
we
So that's
didn't.
why I'm giving you 40. And I'm giving you 42.
For a while.
I'm going to continue to give it to you. You're 42.
So, all
We'll
right,
do 43 this year.
Okay. I'll take that. But the knee not taking it, so it's not working.
The knees definitely
The
don't
knee
take it.
is not
I think
taking
after
it.
you hit 40, everything that carries you all the time starts to break down. I'm going to get these knees replaced.
I
You
had
get
my
that titanium
twins.
shit.
I had my twins at the standard age of conception, of standard age of average conception.
Right.
I had them at 29 years old.
Okay.
So at 29 years old, I'm coming home with two twins. I'm looking at them like, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with y'all. They looking at me like, you got to do something. At 29 years old, I still was kind of youthful, but I was already past the whole patience,
That's
understanding.
because you had dealt with how many kids prior to that?
5.
5 children. So you're tired.
But I was able to listen. I was able to sling car seats, push a stroller, get them their doctor's appointments on time. It's like after a while, with age comes settled. Right. Like you start to settle, and your body does it normally. You don't have to do it yourself. So waiting to 35, 36, 37 years old to conceive a child to me is absurd. I'm telling you. My cousin had her first child, and she was in her 30s. And you know what she would say? What? Stop, his name. Right. Don't do that, his name. Don't stop, his name. And I'll be like, girl, get the fuck up and get him. She's like, he'll stop. But she was older. I go, come on. Right. Come on, because my daughter and him is the same age. But, like, I'm not being 35, 36, 37 years old chasing no damn toddler. They running, hiding behind stuff. The worst thing to do, this now soon to be 5-year-old, goes in the clothes rack at the mall. I'm not youthful. I can't search all the clothes racks. So I started saying, Marco, he laughing.
Polo.
No, he starts laughing. I said, why didn't you say Polo? He said, because it could have been a stranger. And they so much smarter.
Right. So much smarter than you.
I be like, no. But like waiting to conceive children, don't get me wrong, if that's what's in you, that's what's in you. But you got to understand, you still got to get up and go to work because you done now dug into this career. So now you got to get up and go to work, get this kid to daycare, get you ready, get them ready, and get on about your business. You older now. That shit don't work like that. Your hair all fucked up. You got spit up on the collar of your shirt. Right. You trying to figure out how to make it work. Honey, you're going to have a nervous breakdown by the time the child is 6 months. Because you were so used to it just being you. I wouldn't have a child at 15 if I could do it all over again. I would like to have her at least 5 to 6 years later because I would like to have at least completed high school, but I would still like to have had her. Like if you can give me the same her and 5 or 6 years later where I'm a little bit older, I grew up with her. So she was like my little sister.
Hold on.
You
girl. Said completed high school. You did graduate.
I did. No, I'm talking about I would like to have done that first. Right. So I would like to have completed high school first, not jump right into parenting. So I would look at her and be like, come on, girl, do her hair because she was a cute little chocolate Barbie doll. Right. Get her dressed up because, and I dressed her 2-3 times a day. Fuck washing clothes. I went and brought her new stuff. She was the only kid. It was just me and her. And then it was like, all right, I have another one before I completed college. No, I would have changed that, but I wouldn't change them. And all the things that I've learned with them, now I look at them and I be like, y'all made me who I am. I fuck with y'all. Right. Like, my daughter told me something that was so great the other day, the one that just graduated. She said, you know what, Mom? I didn't know you when you were my age, but I'm pretty sure you was dope as shit. I said, dope as shit? Right. She said, you are my number one. Right. You are my number one. Without you, I couldn't have done anything. At this point, I'm pretty sure she was drunk.
He's bad as heck. Look, Shimona said, yeah, an old friend of mine had her one and only child at 42. Ooh. He's bad as heck.
Yeah, because she ain't got the energy to beat him. Nothing. They be like, you don't do nothing to Dylan. I sure enough don't. I be like, why'd you do that? He be like, I don't know.
And he could tell you why he did it. I don't know, Mom. I just felt like it.
I just felt like doing it.
He punched me. I punched him back.
That's it.
He kicked me. I kicked him in the balls.
I be like, Dylan.
What?
He be like, yes.
I meant to do it.
Like that's it. But like it don't get me wrong. All my children are a blessing. But I wouldn't, if I could have waited just 5 years before I started having children, being graduated from high school, actually been able to do some of the things that high school students were able to do, I would change that. But I would not change my children for the world. And I know that if I would have started having them in my 30s, they would not be the same type of kids they are today. They would be spoiled. They would be privileged. They would be. I just think that I'm too lenient now. Them kids would be a lot of other things that they're not, and they wouldn't be survivors. That's for sure, because they done been through the trenches with me. So I applaud people that wait, but I'm not waiting to no 30s.
Yeah, I'm just now realizing how hard it is to be a parent. Right in my 40s, it's absolutely hard. Right, I could just imagine how a mother would feel or a father would feel having kids, his first kids in his 40s, and he's busy in his business. Right? It's absolutely hard. So, yeah, I get that. Next, school. For months, NPR has been talking to families of students who received special education services, or did. until schools closed March 2020. What they heard, remote learning was a disaster. Special educators couldn't do their best work. Therapies and counseling were disrupted or stopped altogether. Now some families are filing legal complaints to compel schools to provide what are called compensatory services to make up for the vital services kids missed. The system that Congress designed to educate children with disabilities on an equitable individual basis has always been fragile. But in many places, it has buckled under the weight of the pandemic, forcing many parents and caregivers to seek remedy however they can.
So they want to be paid.
Yeah.
But their children have to be home in the middle of the pandemic.
Not so much paid.
Now I know if us
they want compensatory, whatever that fucking word is. I'm tired.
I like the 25.
Compensatory.
I had the word in my head.
It's compensatory services.
Okay.
All right. Well, they want the what? Compensatory services.
They
so
want
basically,
the money.
I want you to take this child. He's been home.
No, they want the money though. They want to be paid for the lack of education. Because I know a special education teacher, and her whole concern was the children could not sit in front of a computer. She had to modify her agenda to compensate, as we were trying to say, the children's needs. And
but they're asking for services. I don't think they're asking for money.
They want to be paid.
Who wants to be paid?
Them parents.
The parents are already being paid.
Them children.
They get the SSI check. They're
Not
already
all of
being paid.
Not all of them.
And there's no way your child is disabled and you're not getting
Not
the SSI
disabled.
check.
That special education is not just for disabilities.
We're not. That's what they're talking. They're talking about disabled children. They're talking about
they put that under
real
behavior.
Special education. We're not talking about the IEP situation where your kid has a little speech difficulty. That's not that they're not qualifying that in this article. In this article, they're not qualifying the ones that are
because if that's the case, they're gonna be paying a lot of people.
Right? You can't be. You remember back in the day.
I miss Miss Shimona too,
right?
Dante.
Yeah,
but she was 25 when she had her first child, and 33 when she had her last. Mine was my before Christ kids and my after Christ kids. People always say, "Why you say?" I said, "Look at the difference." Them when I wasn't saved kids, they disciplined. They know better. I only got to get them a look. But them after Christ kids, they be like, "Girl," till I can Ray hook them. Like, no, I don't know. I think that they shouldn't be allowed to. School is opening back up come August anyway. So if you feel like you couldn't deal with your special needs children,
you just said there was a different situation out in Indonesia.
Yeah, but we're opening back up in August so far on the roster. If it hits here, they think it is. But see, they're forcing people back to work. They're telling people why they should still start to open up their life.
August and September.
School starts in August.
Who school starts in August?
We do.
Shit.
August the 23rd, I think. But I mean, they're making a plan for making a reentry plan for the children to come back to the classroom, and they're redesigning the desk, and they have to wear a mask if they're not vaccinated, and all kinds of stuff. So it's just everybody's trying to get back to what they consider to be the normal. And I'm fine with this being the normal right now. I'm fine with people not visiting my house. I'm fine with people not coming and not being around all the time. I am absolutely fine with that.
No, I'm all the way good with it. Leave me alone.
See ya. But so the schools are going back. So if the schools are opening back up, and the schools gave the option for special education students to be taught in the classroom, the parents had the opportunity to say yay or nay. 90% of the parents said nay. They don't want their children back in the classrooms. If it's only 6 children that I have to teach for a special education program, why did you say nay? They would have been sick. They would have been quarantining properly, 6 feet apart, and they would have wore their mask. You see that there's a dollar sign behind this. They want money. They want to be compensated through monies. They don't want to be compensated through time. A lot of parents was complaining that they were doing more educating of the children at home than the staff that was on the computer, than the virtual staff. And the parents were complaining and said they're going to go around and sue next. Like, y'all gotta give us something. Like, y'all really didn't do nothing as educators during this virtual learning experience. I had to do more now than I've ever had to do.
I just don't want to make the parents seem greedy.
You can't. It's not making them seem greedy. They are. You're suing because your children were home with you. They're your children. Despite their birth defects, they're still your children. It's still your job to be their parent.
And I want to say that the parents are asking for the therapists and the counselors and everybody that
and they were doing that virtually.
That
they
deals
still
with their child to make time to deal with their children.
They still were having one-on-one classes. They still were having therapy classes. They still were having speech classes. They were doing all these things. They just had to be in your home, and they couldn't come to your home to do it personally, so they had to do it virtually. You now had to participate. You had to sit next to that child on that computer when you would normally be watching As the World Turns. You just had to now be a bigger part of your child's education system and not just a parent who dropped off or waited at the bus stop to pick up. Plain and simple as that. I don't think you should be able to sue for something like that. We did not cause this pandemic. We could not control it. And that's what the government needs to fight them back and say, listen, we didn't make you sick. We didn't make the world sick. All we know is it happened, and to take precautions, we sent everyone home. We gave you internet. We gave you devices so that you can learn. Even if you had them in your household, we still gave them to you. We gave you everything that was needed. All you had to do was now be 100% a part of it. That's a lazy goddamn parent that wants to sue for money. I'm just saying.
No, these when you think about it,
don't say that they rich, because that ain't stopping them from not suing.
They're not rich, right? So she has 7 million children in the U.S. receive special education services,
and that's not just for disabilities. They are behavior children.
Well, most of the people that are in this article have children with disabled, is blind, is severely,
now you get the experience with the teacher group
intellectually disabled.
Dante, right? Get your bro, man.
I was reading one letter. It's mentally, physically, and emotionally draining, right? Because she has to work, she has to continue to work, and now she has to stay at home with her 7-year-old son.
Her job shut down too anyway. Her job shut down too anyway. And guess it's still your child. It's your child.
If she was a nurse, her job didn't shut down. If she
was a nurse, if she was in the medical field,
right,
totally understand that. Right. Your job did not shut down. But guess what your job did give you the opportunity to do? To say, I have a disabled child at home, and I can't come back until after COVID has been taken control of. Until then, I can't do it. You food stamps to compensate for lunch and breakfast the child will receive in school. We're not
talking about the
no,
food.
But
we're not talking about the money. We're talking about the
time.
And the time with the children. There were children that were not special ed children, and whose parents didn't want to sit at home with their kids.
You're right, and guess what? That's
so now you're dealing with a child that has special needs.
If you're going to tell me that the parents with special needs children get compensated, guess what happens with the rest of the parents of the United States? They want to be compensated too.
You already got compensated. You got money in your account.
So did they. They got way more than we did.
So that's what I'm saying. They're not asking for money.
They are asking for money.
No, they're asking for services. They're asking for them to open up the school and allow the educators and therapists who weren't allowed to work in person, and many services couldn't be done.
But
many services could not be done.
Do you think that the therapists still didn't show up
at all remotely?
Do you think they had art class online, bro? You can't tell me you don't want money when the therapist still showed up at her 3:00 slot. It just was online.
In this whole article, they're not mentioning any money. They're talking about services. They're not mentioning.
They already have the services.
They're not mentioning any money.
They have the services, bro. The therapist still showed up. The speech therapist still came. They just did it online.
This is not speech. This child.
I'm telling you the difference in the things that you're saying. All of these people still showed up to work.
So she has a paraprofessional who sits by her side in school. So if I have that in school, I need that at home.
How? When you don't want nobody in your household? I know for a fact, I know people who allowed their tutors to come inside.
You don't want anybody in your household. There are white people that were allowing people in their household.
If that teacher or therapist said no, that they couldn't go to their household, they would sit online. and do it. I watched a autistic child learn throughout the pandemic, and I watched his tutor teach him over the internet, move the cursor for him and everything. Those things did not stop because I couldn't see you face to face. I watched my best friend bring her son to Pennsylvania to visit, and he still had classwork to do, and the teacher came virtually every day until he went on vacation. And then they reconvened when they got home, and he would come to her house and still educate her. But that was only after everybody received COVID testing. If they still received the time while they were there, it was just modified because I couldn't be in the presence of you just like you couldn't be in the presence of me. If that was a medical field person, most of them was stuck at work for weeks at a time. They would come home. You got to undress yourself. The stories is being told now. We had to come home. I had to take my clothes off at the door. They would meet me at the door with the mask and the gloves on. I would drop my clothes in the bag. Boom. Put it right in the washer. Boom. Go in, get straight in the shower. I was exhausted. It was days where I was stuck at work for 2 and 3 weeks at a time. I was mandated to stay. Doctors was mandated to stay with sleep areas inside the hospitals. No, they're going to ask for money. They want to be compensated in funds. They're not saying that now because all they're going to say is, well, my son had a one-on-one. Well, your one-on-one still showed up every day. Right there on that computer.
They're not mentioning any money. They just said they with these services that they would have been
They
given.
ain't mentioning the money, but when they compensate them, it's going to be with bills and not with everything else. I had to take off of work.
When these people sit there and say they don't want the
go
money.
back to physical school. That's what I'm saying. And I really didn't understand. My son was begging me, could he go back to school? Because you know he has a cognitive delay from having a stroke. He was begging me to go back to school. Mom, I need to go in with my teachers. Like, I need them to help me. Whatever they're saying to me online, even in the side chat, I'm still not getting it. And I'm like, all right, we'll figure something out. So for the last 4 or 5 weeks of school, he went there with a one-on-one. Because it helped him catch up. And he was like, I feel so much better. And I'm like, why? He like, because I ain't understand none of that, Mom. I literally was just putting the answers down. And we're trying to protect our children, and while trying to protect ourselves, and the whole time we was hurting them. When they said you had the option to come back to school, everybody's whole thing was, I ain't sending my kids back because COVID is still live and real.
How many children? And again, I get it. We're scared to risk our children, but if the children aren't catching COVID,
the children were catching COVID.
But
it was children inside of DuPont
they were dying from
that
COVID?
were very sick from COVID, and it was
we
had a couple.
Though?
I don't know if any passed from COVID, right. But I know that some were very sick, hospitalized from COVID, and then the staff wasn't taking the proper precautions. They were starting to go out and enjoy life, and then coming in, and then we say, oh, we got a COVID reaction on floor 1. Like, how? These are the same people that got to do the same stuff every day.
They're just now starting to give the children the vaccine.
Optionally. Mm-hmm.
So that's for me, it makes absolutely no sense. But
what makes no sense?
The fact that you're just now giving the children the vaccine when they should have been getting it. If the children were the problem, or could have been the problem, and you stopped going to school because they were the problem, or were the adults?
The adults were the problem.
Okay,
the adults was the ones that were still out mingling, having house parties, doing this, doing that. The children only doing what you tell them to do and going where you tell them to go. Plain and simple as that.
They shut down a lot of
I absolutely agree with that. Was the best decision when I finally let him go back to school so that he can complete some assignments and do some stuff. He was able to catch up, and he was actually able to learn differently, because my son can't sit in front of a computer. He has a low attention span. Like, it doesn't work for him. And I didn't notice that until I had to be, like, in front of that computer. I'm coming down the steps cussing and shit. I want him out my house, child. Send them back to school.
All right, so I finally found some money. In the settlement, the city denied any wrongdoing, but agreed to pay Schaffner $8,000 in legal fees and another $5,700 towards expenses she incurred hiring a private tutor for her daughter.
And now all of them gonna go for the same thing. They all gonna go for the same thing,
But
and that's still not enough.
Paid is the lawyer.
The $5,700 reimbursement.
Right.
But that's still not enough. That's gonna turn into a class action lawsuit. All of the United States parents are going to sue the United States. Y'all shut us down. Y'all let us come home. Y'all didn't tell us. Some of the schools still never open. The children don't need the vaccine.
That's what I said. If the children don't need it, then send their ass back to school. Let the parent sit.
The staff has to understand that they have to be mindful of where they're going when they get off of work. You still got to live like we're in the middle of a pandemic. When the highways was clear and you was the only one on the highway for about 20 minutes before you seen another car, you still got to live life like that. I don't know. It's about the money, bro. Ain't nowhere in the world you're gonna tell me. I watched a special ed teacher try to teach her kids over virtual. She called the principal and said, "This is not working."
It's not working. So automatically know that it's not working. So you got to get into the school.
She said the one little kid just get up and they like, "You gotta sit down. You in school." He said, "No, I'm not. I'm home."
I'm home.
He's not lying. He's home. He wants to go play with his toys. I'm sending the information packages for you so that they can keep up with their schoolwork. And guess what the mom is saying? I ain't gonna do that. Because in school, he knows school is structure. I have to sit in my seat. At home, I don't have to sit in the seat at home. I get up, I go to my room, I play with my toys, I do all the things that I want to do while I'm home. Them parents want money. Ain't no child, they don't want no reimbursement. They want reimbursement for their mental state. Because now that they know that their disabled child is bad too.
That's a shame.
I'm just saying, everybody finds a monetary gain in everything.
That's sad.
Well, that's life.
Well, anyway, man, catch us next Monday, man. We'll be back on air next Monday. We'll have the topics that keep people tuned in. And what we doing on next Monday?
Oh, we'll discuss it over the weekend.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will.
They keep bringing up that topic again about them girls asking them men to marry them. Who, Jesus?
I want to talk about boundaries.
What's boundaries?
Respect. You don't have boundaries. You say what you want to say and do what you want to do. And that's the problem.
No, it's not the problem.
It definitely is the problem, right? If you say what you want to say and do what you want to do, when the next person says what they want to say and do what they want to do, you have a problem with that.
No, right? I don't. As long as it's within honesty.
If
you're saying it to be ignorant or to hurt someone, that's not it. That's not that. But as long as the boundary of it is within honesty. I'm not a yes ma'am. I'm not going to tell you you're doing a good job when you fucked up. You fucked up, bro. And that's how that go. But if you are expecting someone else to, like, when they just ignorant, like, and they think it's funny because you messed up, I don't like that. No, I don't like that.
You don't like too much of anything.
I don't. That's why I mind my business, stay on my porch.
Exactly what you mind your business. And there's nothing wrong with minding your business.
I've learned that.
I appreciate everyone who minds their business.
Anywho, we thank y'all for coming out because he get on my nerves.
How I get on your nerves? Again, we'd like to thank, today's show was brought to you by Latoyson Law, owned and operated by Chester native Enrique Latoyson. Latoyson Law is there for you when you need it most. They can handle all of your legal needs. Support Chester's own Latoyson Law. They handle property transfer, criminal defense, and all other legal needs. The right firm right now. Again, that phone number is 610-999-1439. It's the right firm. It's right now. Latoyson Law. Make sure you hit them up and tell them CMP sent you, man. Maybe he'll give you a discount. I doubt it though. But you good now?
My price is my price.
My price is my price. But yeah, we're gonna roll up out of here, man.
We're gonna see y'all tomorrow at the Juneteenth event.
Juneteenth. Make sure y'all show up to that, man. Make sure y'all definitely come out to that, right? Juneteenth festival.
My son will been arrested a year tomorrow.
Huh?
My son will be incarcerated a year tomorrow.
Wow. I got to get out to the prison. I've been so busy.
They offered my son a deal.
Yeah. We'll talk about it afterwards. CRMC, The Wonder Years, man. Red Eye is the song, but we're going to go with Still Platinum for our closing out, man. Shout out to them, man. Shout out to anybody that's in the city that's doing any music. Send us your music. We'll
Not everybody don't send us the music.
Wow.
I just heard something this morning. Keep your day job. Y'all have a great weekend, though. I see y'all down at the Juneteenth event.
Send me your music. I'll play it. I'll play it in the Chester mix. Listen, I'm not talking about what Nafatee's talking about.
He's not going to play it on the morning meeting.
I don't have to play it on the morning meeting.
Thank you, because if you don't want me to talk about it, honestly, we ain't going to talk about it.
I don't have to play it on the morning meeting, but if you feel as though your song is good enough to be played on the morning meeting, send it to me, man. And let Nav sit there and criticize you, because Lord knows she will.
That is a shame.
It's CMPradio.net, man. We love y'all, man. Be safe. Have a great weekend. Remember, Juneteenth, it's important. celebrate it. Don't celebrate the 4th of July.
Well, they say you actually supposed to celebrate the 2nd of July.
Don't celebrate. What's the 2nd of July?
That's the day that independence was given.
Well, why you celebrating
why
anyway? You ain't independent.
I don't.
If I get mentioned, we send shots to your mention. I predicted all this shit, psychic vision. Lied to you, baby, but never did lie to my niggas, no. Hey, I promise they gon' come indict me before I live trifling. They gon' come indict me before I let them try me. Bet they gon' need Einstein to try and figure out me. Can't figure out me.